Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the next in our series of summer talks. It's actually the first in a sort of a mini series that we're going to do over the next few weeks. We're joined by Warren Smith of the Warren Smith Ski Academy this evening and over the next few weeks as well to discuss all things that we can do to prepare for the ski season when it comes around. We're joined this evening by Warren. Warren is a ski instructor who I'm sure many of you are familiar with. He's based in Verbier and runs the Warren Smith Ski Academy.
I've been teaching for 35, but the academy has been around since the 1999. So it's 25 years of the academy, 30 years in Verbier.
The magic ingredient with your skiing and your ski instructing is a kind of a combination of different things, but it comes down to sort of biomechanics and fitness and gear, sort of things that all things that you can look at away from the mountain, which is hence why we're kind of having this conversation in July.
It's physiology, it's equipment, and it's technique, kind of in that order. What we've always found is, we're limited as coaches by an individual's equipment. More importantly, the individual's physiological, functional movement pattern that matches the movements we need to make when we ski. It's now sort of known as the Ski Technique Lab that sort of sits alongside the academy, but also branches out a little bit. We'll refer to Henry, we'll refer to ski shops, but we definitely sort of put the technique part, very important, but it doesn't work without the other two ingredients. That's a real key things. So what we do generally is we try and match what the movement patterns are for skiing. So in layman's terms, it is actually quite basic. If you just mimic every sort of movement you might see watching a person, ski, if you video them and you pause it, and we mimic those movement patterns, it comes down to 6 fundamentals. And on those fundamentals, we've always found quite big differences when you test a person's physiology with their left and right. And when you go into a further conversation with someone, it always comes out of the conversation like, yes, I've got a weaker turn direction. I feel it when I'm off piste or I'm on steeps, or if I'm pushed, in more difficult scenarios, this turn direction always shows itself. People will often, they still do turn up on ski courses with not the exact correct equipment. A lot of people do, but, we wish everyone spoke to you, for example. In terms of the physiology, I've spent the last couple of days at different gyms in London, going around with PTs, trying to, make a pathway for people to be able to book into a program, get onto something, but to work on their skiing, not in October, but at least 3 months before they go away. If you're ever going to get a pair of boots fitted, think about the prehab for the foot. Don't just go into a blind boot fit when you walked out of the office or wherever your day has been. Think about actually exercising it. So if the lesson's limited by someone's inability to rotate one way comfortably and the other way not, we can't as coaches fix that inside of a week. We have to look at the bigger picture, which is why it's quite good talking now in July and knowing that things like the ski show are coming up and having more of these webinars, because if you get to a person early, it's not a rush to the line. It's a really comfortable, easy process, to get that element of their physiology right and correct.
I remember we ran through the leg steering test, I think it was, together, and found out that I'm weaker going to my left than I am to my right. And
Yeah.
straight away that translated through into how I ski, and I know straight away that I'm weaker on my left-hand turns than I am to the right-hand turn. So straight away there was that symmetry that pulled up between the two when we discussed it further.
Rob will know this. I changed my liners in March, and it was quite a bewildering experience because I had these other liners that were foamed about 5 years ago. Got a zip fit inside my Dalbello boot, and it changed my skiing. But if Rob heard me for 2 or 3 days going back to the shop we're in Verbier, I was complaining, and then the cork moved and things, and everything just fell into place. And I've had some of the best skiing, even at Hemel the other week. I was like, God, I hadn't skied like this before.
You're talking about all these exercises to do. I go to the gym fairly regularly. Are there any sort of exercises that I can do in a gym?
There's the overview link to the Ski Technique Lab, which is the full page on our website, and within that, there's lots of different sort of subcategories. But I'll just keep firing individual YouTube links as well onto when the topic comes up. I'll just fire it into. There's a few ankle flex exercises just on that previous link there.
And the question is, what are the measurement ranges that one should look at for that variety?
I personally love a vocal mantra 108. And I kind of do a lot on it, and it just serves me really well. I'm very used to it. Probably done 15 years on the ski. I think when you're coming up with that question, you're looking obviously for a very sturdy all-rounder that veers towards off piste, that has the width at the foot, but obviously the shovel and everything else that goes with it. But
and of course, this is the first in a mini series of talks from Warren as part of our wider summer series. We've been the Ski Club of Great Britain. Warren Smith of the Warren Smith Ski Academy. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Henry. Thank you, for Charlotte, for organising it all. So it's lovely to interact and meet people online anyway. So thank you.